Spirit of Hope by Bob Graham. 6 days a week the Fairweathers crossed the bridge. They waved to the passing trucks, and the drivers waved back. Everyone knew the Fairweathers, and the Fairweathers knew everyone. 6 days a week the Fairweathers said goodbye to their dad at the factory gate, his lunch tucked under his arm in a brown paper bag. 6 nights a week Dad returned from work. The welcome he received was second to none. Each night he made the journey to the bathroom on his hands and knees. Lily sat up front, then Sissy and Mikey and Dougie and Sammy, Jock the dog, Bumper and Thumper, and Trevor the tortoise. Last of all, there was Mary, the youngest Fairweather. Dad washed off the oil from the factory. He scrubbed his nails, 10 black-encrusted moons and sea foam. Then he sang, "The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat." Then Mom sang, "Little Mary Fairweather dancing in the snow, wiggle, 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 go, go, go." And Dad did his bird calls. "Hopeless," yelled Mickey. "Let's be a ship at sea," they called. A chair was put on the kitchen table. "Who's the captain tonight?" Lily called. "Sammy can be captain," Mom replied. "Say it, Dad, say it," they yelled. "Full steam ahead," said Dad. "Let's imagine our house is a ship at sea, chugging along in the darkness. Listen to the engines. Pum-dum, pum-dum, pum." Sammy sat up in the chair with the captain's hat, and on steered the house to the faraway and exotic places. Then Lily, Sissy, Mickey, and Dougie, Sammy and Mary would climb into bed and go to sleep with the sound of the big trucks rolling by at night. The 7th day was picnic day on the docks, with plum jam sandwiches, root beer, and fruit cake. They heard cries of the gull and the slap of the water on the hulls of the ship. One day they saw sailors from a faraway port. "Join us for our picnic," called Dad. "What is the name of your ship?" "Spirit of Hope," the sailors shouted. As the Fairweathers returned home from their picnic, it seemed that their house was an island where the sun always shone. But that evening everything changed. There was a knock at the door. "Are you the Fairweathers?" asked one of the men. "Yes," replied Dad. "Come in." "No, thank you," said the man. "We have come to inform you that you must move." 12 faces stared at him. "And soon," he added. "Why must we move?" Lily asked. "To make way for a factory," Dad replied. "A factory where?" Sissy asked. "Here," said Mom, pointing to the floor. "What for?" Mickey asked. "For matchsticks," replied Dad. "A factory to make matchsticks," Mom repeated. "And what will happen to our dear little house?" There was silence. "Matchsticks," Dad replied, and put his head in his hands. That night there were no captains steering the ship from the kitchen table. A gloomy silence hung over the Fairweather house. "We must not despair," said Mom. "We must keep up a spirit of hope. No matter what happens, at least we are together. Tomorrow we shall look for a new house." All the next week the Fairweathers searched with hope. Their friends all searched too. All they found were warehouses, factories, storage lots, and one small trailer out near the railway. "Too small," said Dad. "No grass for the rabbits," said Sissy. "We'll try again next week," said Mom. Mary said nothing. The following week the Fairweathers searched in despair until they could search no more. "I feel," said Dad, "that we are adrift on a sea of trouble." "Well, I feel," said Mom, looking at Mary, "that the answer to our troubles is closer than we thought. Quick, Mary, we have no time to lose." "What are we going to do?" asked the children. "No time to explain," replied Mom. Mary's house bumped along all the way home. "It must be something to do with Mary," said Lily. "No, it's nothing to do with Mary," said Sissy. "Hurry," called Mom. "Bring those planks over here." "Yes, it is Mary," said Mickey. "And her toy house," added Dougie. "Roll those drums over here. Hurry," cried Mom. The excavator clawed its way to the corner of their house. "We're too late," shouted Dad. "All is lost." "We need our friends," yelled Mom. "Help!" cried the Fairweathers. And the Fairweathers' friends came from everywhere. Mary Fairweather watched everything, her toy house dangling from its string. With a mighty wrench, the house lifted off the ground and swung high into the air. It turned 3 times on the cable, then it became a house on wheels. "I shall call our house the Spirit of Hope," shouted Dad, and he dipped his paintbrush into the can of black paint. The Fairweathers' house bumped along the road all the way to the docks. Now, even on the darkest nights, there's a light glowing at the end of the pier. The house seems to be pulling gently at its moorings, wanting to slip away with the tide. "Who will be captain tonight?" asked Sissy, Lily, Mikey, Dougie, and Sammy. "Mary," says Dad.